All right, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Yes, a minute late. I'm sorry. But we are live. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody is having a good Thursday, getting ready for the weekend. For some of us, it's already a 3-day weekend, kind of. We work for the government. Obviously, a lot of things are closed tomorrow. Pretty much everything is. And also, there's no court tomorrow. So it's kind of an off day for me, but I still have some work to do. So it's not too bad. Also, we are on Rumble tonight. Here's Riley saying, check up Anaya's Law. Yeah, I could look at that. But let's see, the most important thing, who was first tonight? Cam the Man. Congratulations, you got to be first. That's what matters, really. Always what matters. Reality of a Second Life is a member again. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support there. I did want to say, speaking of tomorrow, I'll be on. We are going to stream. Oh, Wrestler Town, very funny. Nobody has to count votes tomorrow. So tomorrow night we are going to try to, or tomorrow about 9:30. I got to set it up and grab it. A long crime stream of something, and it's a civil trial. It's a 1-day trial. It involves happened back in June, and it involves a guy shooting another man's dog, who he claims the dog was going to attack him. So it's a civil case. It is, it's different because once again, just like with the Mario Batali trial, I think it's important to show it's not just murder everywhere. There are other cases that happen. There are other things that go on. So I do think it's important to follow along with it. Also, it's a bit different. It's a different style, and also it's only 1 day long. So, a lot of things are that way. No, that's the one you sent me way back. I just never had the chance. I was trying to save it for when I needed a day. So I'm pretty sure it's the one you sent me, Alpha Fox. So thank you again. Yes, A-Dubs, did someone say murder? Yeah, Charlie 18 saying I didn't realize tomorrow's Veterans Day. It is. It is. Very solemn day. A lot behind it. So yeah, that's so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll be starting up about 9:30. I will post it tomorrow. Or after we're done here, I'll probably put the post up in the community. And we'll start at 9:30. It's only 6 hours long. And let me check here because if I look at it. There's like, there's probably about a good actually 41 to 2. Yeah, there's about an hour long break, so it's only 5 hours long. It's only about 5 hours long in reality. And then there's a verdict, but there's also some downtime in there. So it's not even 5 hours long, guys. We'll be done by midday. Okay. Yeah, Dieterle v. Jacobson, yes. The Chad Absher cross exam. Yes, if we have time for that tonight, we will. If not, we may watch that tomorrow. It is very interesting. Oh boy, it did not go well for Chad. I don't think. Parallax, yes, the 15,000 subscriber stream. Yes. The thing I thought was never going to happen, and the reason why I said 15,000, I didn't think we'd ever get here, is tomorrow night, or will be Saturday night at 9 p.m. Oh, there are, I sent out a lot of invites. So either it's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of people, or it's going to be really awkward with just me here the whole night. Not sure which option we're going to get, A or B. We'll see. Dieterle versus Jacobson was a few days. Well, they only showed it as a 1-day thing. They didn't show more of it. Huh. I did also want to bring this up today. I have a trial that was set for the 15th, misdemeanor trial that got moved and it got bumped. So I will be here on the 15th. We will be broadcasting Daryl's sentencing. We'll see how that goes. Oh boy, I can only imagine it's going to be great. I mean, it's certainly not going to turn into an absolute dumpster fire at all. On the 16th, like I said, I've got two things I cannot get out of. One of them is a very important sentencing, and one of them is a very important hearing. So I'll have to take care of that. So, hold on one second. Somebody just sent me something. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into more of this, Adam. But I thought it was only 1 day long. But we'll have to work on that. I'll have to talk to you on Discord. Thanks on the 15K. I appreciate it. It's a feet pick stream, right? I don't know. Metal Matt, we are going to look into Oregon's Measure 114. What the hell happened there? It was 6 days long. Jeez. All right. Well, I guess we'll show the day they have actually on video. All right. I think we're all caught up now. All right. Some dude. Thank you, reality. I appreciate that. We're not going to do that. Some dude. You should make Mandy's pick of you. Your Discord pick on Discord. Is she the one who drew that? Because that's pretty impressive. I like it. All right. So I guess we've got it's been a while. Everybody's here. Let's get started. How do I have these listed out? How do I have these listed out? Okay, yeah, the election. All right, well, the election happened. And for certain people here, I'm sure people are happy. Certain people here, they're sad. Either way, we all survived. You know, the people, every election is the most important election ever. Every election, our lives all depend on it. Happens every time. Happens every freaking time. You know, one side's, oh my gosh, democracy's under threat. The other side's like, oh no, we're stopping fascism. Oh no, we're stopping this. It's like that every time. Now, yes, did that red wave not happen? Yeah, surprisingly, it didn't. Apparently, it seems like a lot of Republicans stayed home. What's interesting, though, there were some takeaways. For the first time ever, really, Gen Z showed up to vote, which was really surprising. You never expect it because every other time, they don't do a damn thing. What else happened? Well, it was interesting to see, you know, for example, people like Beto O'Rourke lost again. I mean, all that guy does is lose. And I guess he's going to be the foil. I mean, he's lost for governor how many times now? Senate how many times? Is he going to keep running? It's kind of like Stacey Abrams. How many times are these guys going to keep running for stuff? It's weird. But I guess they have a role to fill. There were other people like Marjorie Taylor Greene hung on, Lauren Boebert, probably gone away. Gretchen Whitmer hung on. Arizona. Holy Jesus. I don't understand how they can't count votes. Every other state's getting it done, except like Arizona and Nevada. I understand Alaska needing a couple of days because they have people who literally live almost on ice floes. But even in Phoenix, Arizona, they need more time to count votes. Why? What is going on that we cannot count all of these votes? It's all done electronic anyway. So I don't understand what the holdup is, what the jerking around is. I mean, I don't even think they're done yet. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Let's see how. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah. This is absolutely ridiculous now. Oh, Boebert's up over 1,000 votes now. Yeah. Oh, well, good for her. Meat Candy says he'll keep running as long as the crypt is going. Yeah, I think that's the case. But this, you want to encourage legitimacy in an election. 72%. 72% is still outstanding. Is done. 28% is still outstanding. Nearly a third has not been counted. I mean, good Lord. Think about that. If you live in some of these counties, like Mojave County, it's up in the middle of nowhere. 85%'s done. Okay, that makes sense. And remember, guys, Arizona's a massive state, so these counties are massive in size. A lot of this is federal land and Indian reservations. Cochino County, 78%. Navajo, 86%. Apache County, 80%. Cochise County, pretty cool name, by the way, Cochise County. I think that's where Tombstone is. 81% done. Pima County, where Tucson is. 73% done. Maricopa, where Phoenix is. The biggest city in the state. They've only got 73% done. I mean, are they writing this shit out on the wall? Or what are they doing? Like, this is all inscribed on tablets? How can they not get this done? There is no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. This is disgusting. And think about it this way. Imagine if you worked for the Maricopa County Board of Elections. And you happen to go, if I met you, like, let's say I go to a wedding in the next 6 months. Oh, hey, what's your name? Oh, Bob. How you doing, Bob? Cool. Nice to meet you. Oh, you do election work? Yeah. Where at? Maricopa County, Arizona. My only thought's going to be, oh my God, you're retarded. I don't think you know how to do your job. Only Sass reads. I read today that only one person was counting and they had to leave at 3 for a dental appointment. As much as I'd like to think that's a bullshit story, it's probably correct. As much as I'd like to think that's completely insane. That probably happened. The root canal had to take over. Yeah, it's disgusting. Registoge is going blue co-parter. I don't listen. I don't care. Blake Masters loses, Kerry Lake loses, whatever. Why can't we count all the freaking votes? Like, I'm not even saying like they're doing stuff like doing election screwing around. It's just, why can't they get it done? Even Pennsylvania got it done. Georgia's done. And Georgia, we have a runoff election. New York is done. All the other states got it done, except, like, why can't Arizona do it? Why can't Arizona get it done? That's the thing, Red. I'm not even in the cope yet. I'll give you some cope in a second. Why can't they count the goddamn votes? Why can't they be done? This is not hard. We are not flying the space shuttle here. We are literally counting votes. We're going like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. That's all we're doing. Column A, column B. And then maybe if you have a state with some goofy ass libertarians, column C. Oh, Reg's like, I'm on copium too. We're all on cope. We're all on cope. Truck Golfer says it's a conspiracy at this point, Sean. I subscribe to Hanlon's Razor. You can't account for malicious. Whatever you account for malice, you should account for stupidity instead. Also, Mama Susan's watching this, so I have to be a good boy and talk about elections and that they are integrity filled. Apparently not competently filled. So right now, huh, and that's the funny thing. And I mentioned this on a couple of the streams. You know why Ohio and Florida got their election stuff fixed? Because 2000 was embarrassing. But that was back, 20 years ago when people actually had shame. And both of our states were like, we don't want this to happen again. So we fixed our laws. Everything's done. The votes are counted up and ready to roll. Zero Signal says Arizona here. We're diminished capacity at best and, well, at worst. Oh. Mangy Coyote says the election guy said on TV they are looking at finishing maybe Monday. Oh my God. Guys, I can't say some of these things, so oh, a name of some sort saying Apache County sounds cooler. Yeah, it sounds all right. It sounds all right. Is anyone having trouble logging on the locals? No, and all right. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I'll start a live stream there. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta. Hold on. We gotta set it up. Upload a photo. I know I'm boomering right now, but I forgot everybody wants it done, so we're gonna have a local stream. Oh, hold on. Where's this? Application settings, enable live chat. All right. There we go. It's published. You guys can go be spicy and ridiculous in this chat that I started. Cancel. Back. Where's this other one here? Oh, this is still going? Ooh, I should stop this chat. And I'll probably keep this open for a while, so we'll see what happens. I just got here. Gina saying, did you know Long Cuck is charging money to look at live stream trials now? Hadn't heard about this, but oh well, I'll figure a way around that. There's always a way. Life always finds a way. Yes, our republic, ladies and gentlemen. Very true. Very true. Trot golfer saying, saying you live in Maricopa, yeah, and you don't vote, but this can't be on the level. Something's not right, and part of me, especially because this Katie Hobbs is Secretary of State, like what the hell is she doing? I hope this is where Carrie Lake comes in as a governor and brings in like the Arizona Attorney General, who are going to be like, hey guys, what are we doing here that's not working? Because that's about what it's going to take. Yes, Arizona's trying to elect humans. Yes, in Pennsylvania, a man who died already before the election won the election, but now there's a runoff because the dead guy won. Yes. Ethan says, hey, Sean, why can't felons vote? Well, it's not always like a forever prohibition in many states. In Ohio, it's a couple of years long, but there has to be some Well, if felons could vote, that means you could vote from prison, and then I could run on saying, "Hey, I'm gonna, reduce prison sentences or let people out." If I did that in Ohio, that's like 30,000 votes I could get. There are some restrictions when you are, you lose some rights, and one of those rights is the right to vote, is the right to franchise. Why, if you commit that's society's determined that is important. That they also, going back, we didn't like felons voting. I think that there should be, if your crime has a punishment, okay, fine, but after a while, you should always have a way back to getting your rights. In Ohio, you do get your right to restore your vote to restore automatically. I think some states you have to petition for it, but yes, you should get your right to vote back. It should never be a permanent loss. Yes, Purple AJ says the one in charge is running for governor. Yeah. Yes. Justin Smith says you can't cope till they finish counting. That's fair answer. That's fair answer. So, cough on Rumble. What the? Oh, did it not? Did Rumble fuck up? I set it up. Okay, there. I'm on Rumble. What's up? What did I miss on Rumble? You're coughing it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see, guys. So yeah, this is just absolute fucking disaster, and I don't. Try not to swear. Try and get through the first little bit of this. It's just nonsense. This shouldn't be that damn hard. I mean, these guys aren't done. Who else isn't done here? In the Senate, how close is that one looking? Yeah, Georgia, there's going to be a runoff. Mark Kelly and Blake Masters. Yeah, it looks like Mark Kelly's probably going to win. I mean, there is a 8-point gap with 72% in. That's not looking good. Blake Masters going to have to run the table. So that'll be one. House. Yeah, where's the House? Let's see what House one's going. Colorado. Yeah, Lauren Boebert is running, and she is winning. Okay. Yeah, she is at 50.2%. I mean, that should call it, but look how close these margins are. And for those of you who say, "Oh, voting doesn't matter," now you can argue left wing and right wing are part of the same bird. Okay, yeah, they're uniparty, whatever, fine. But this idea, though, that voting doesn't matter, that is not many votes at all. That's a couple hundred votes, and that's that it doesn't take much. It does not take much. At the end of the day. Justice Smith says, "I'm on Cethium, far beyond copium." Crystal Heart says, "It's all that hot sun." Yeah, that could do it. Track Golfer says, "Katie Hobbs isn't responsible for the counting. Another issue in Arizona. Your Secretary of State doesn't do the elections there." Okay. In Ohio, the Secretary of State's job is overseeing the election. So I got to catch up. You guys are like running ahead here. Oh, Darcy, you're a new member. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Hey, Brandon for $5 says, "Hey, Boomer, you're going to respond to my contact from your website." I thought I did, Brandon. I'm sorry. I get a bunch of them. I'll right after I'm done here. Actually, we'll do this real Boomer way. Yeah. I will take a look at that right afterwards. I apologize, man. I thought I had I get like a million of them, so I will take care of that for you. Jerome says IRC and Discord. Yeah. Yep. Wrestling Town says if felons vote, where would they vote from? Well, the county of the prison in. That sounds horrible. Well, that's another issue, but you don't necessarily vote while you're in prison. But if you're released, you're still. If you go to prison, you're convicted of a felony and you're released, you are still a felon. So, you, at some point, you're going to have the right to vote. Where? Now, I would agree. Yes, in prison, you shouldn't have the right to vote. I mean, a guy could run on the seriously. Somebody could run on the campaign of doing something to let people out, and you can win. Oh, hey, Mark, how you doing? Patty says the law is filled with nonsense. Yes, it is. All kinds of nonsense. Uh, Wimps's mobile app on Rumble's been foobar. It always the mobile app sucks on Rumble. Did I vote? Yes, I did vote. And yeah, Ohio turned out okay, so. My name me saying, Sean, will you cheer me up and say, yeah, man, what cheesy poops, god damn it. I can't I can't do it. I used to be able to do a decent Cartman voice. Can't do it anymore. Sorry. Zero Signal says county recorders handle elections at the county level. No, I get at the county level, there are people in charge of the elections, but there are state oversight of the elections. So this is Katie Hobbs is doing, if I understand it right. At least in Ohio, Frank LaRose is the Secretary of State. He's in charge of making sure the boards of elections in Ohio run the elections right. And if they don't, he comes in and says, like, hey guys, why can't we make this work? Like, what's the deal? Gray Jedi, yes, I did. That I'm doing a little looking into that because that's a little bit of an issue there, man. I saw that at the end of the day after I got done with a couple of things. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting idea. Um Darcy says I had a gal next to me at jury duty. She says I don't think I can be here. I just got out of prison. The judge thought she should be a good juror. Well, that happens more than you think. I've seen people who are felons still get summoned for jury duty. I've seen people who don't live in the county get summoned for jury duty. That happens a lot too. And track officers Katie Hobbs is responsible for fuck up. Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Do I drink prune juice? No, I don't. I poop fine enough. I don't need prune juice. So it is very interesting, guys. Just finishing this up. There are a couple other races out there. I guess looks like the one with Joe Kent is still pretty tight. Joe Kent's the former Green Beret running. There's looks like one up in two in New York. I don't know why those aren't done. One in Maryland, not done. I mean, look at it. Like Texas is done. California's got a ton that aren't done. Nevada, don't understand why these can't be done. Don't understand why they can't be done. But oh well. And moving on to the next thing from election night. Oh, yes, you are correct. Reality. Taco Bell can help you poop. Yes, it can. Sweet Tooth Fairy says no White Claws tonight. No, not tonight. Just had a long day. Don't necessarily feel like drinking anything tonight. Nothing special. Oregon. Well, Oregon had a bit of a bad day yesterday. Although it does not look like for sure this has happened yet. Oregon may have passed a gun control law by people's choice. And this is from Oregon Public Broadcasting. And okay, you guys may not like that, but at least it was a fairly well written article, so I liked it. This measure it's called Measure 114. And on Wednesday morning it was leading. What Measure 114 does, will create a permit to purchase system, meaning if you want to buy a firearm, you have to get a permit and approved for it. That requires background checks and you doing multiple things to be ensured you have the ability to purchase them. It also would ban magazines that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition. And that would make it fairly restrictive, and that kind of makes it like Massachusetts, for example, where you need a permit to purchase a firearm, but also, they even need a permit to purchase ammo. So we will see what happens there. So high capacity magazines, which means normal capacity magazines, will be no longer available after 30 days after the measure is passed. They would be fully banned from being bought or sold in the state. Although you would never know. Magazines don't have date codes on them, so you wouldn't really know when it came from, where it came from. Excuse me on that. So I hope they don't. I hope they don't win. I hope the people of Oregon have the right to keep and bear arms as they so decide and don't necessarily need government interference on. And I think that's nothing they're going to do here is nothing that's going to stop bad things from happening. Oh, Ethan, yeah. Papa Paul Harrell won't take kindly to this. No, he will not. Pootie Tanks is back to the 6 shooters. Yep. And Charles Watts says, so SCOTUS decisions only count if they agree with them. Well, to be fair, if SCOTUS says something you don't like, you're going to ignore it too, and I would too. So that part goes both ways. But it will be interesting to see what SCOTUS does to handle this, because I don't think this would pass muster under the Bruin framework. So that's the good news. And at this time, here's the current vote tallies. Let's see here. Stop screen. That's the one. StreamYard, if you're watching this, we need to make it so you can flip tabs, ready to go and have them easier. Here is sorry, I had to laugh. I had to laugh here. I laughed earlier when I saw this and I forgot about it. Yes, Measure 112, removing slavery from the Oregon Constitution. I mean, the 13th Amendment took care of that, but apparently the Oregon Constitution has slavery in it. And that was up to be removed. And 900,000 people think, yeah, we should remove it. 700,000 people are like, nah, it's good where it's at. And we have 81 or 82% of the votes counted. And that is as of 5:31 p.m. on November 10th. And I looked at this, I think that's 5:31 their time, because I looked at this probably about like 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So if you guys live in Oregon, you were hoping slavery was going to stay, got bad news for you. Looks like it's not. Now for Measure 114, the firearms restrictions. It is 51 to 48. And there are about 40,000 votes separating them, with 84% counted. Maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. We'll make sure to see what will happen. I mean, that this is doable. Changing slavery, not so much. Oh, also legislator absences. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'd like to hope the people are there. I'd like to hope people are there. Kevin Bergman, hey, what's up? Register says soon we'll be limited to fucking flintlock pistols and muskets. Yeah, probably. Wicked Money says if you can't hit your target in 10 rounds, I'd be worried. Uh I mean, yeah, but when people say that, there's always I always like using this as an example. Um, where is it? There's always trying to find it. There's this shooting and it was involved a couple of highway patrol troopers here in Ohio and a couple of guys who didn't want to get arrested. And from the distance of a car length apart, the bad guys hop to the front of the car and the troopers are behind the car that got stopped. They all shoot at each other and they unload on each other. And the troopers are shooting over their shoulders, running behind their car for cover. Everybody's shooting at everybody's shooting at everybody. If you've watched Reservoir Dogs, it turned into a bullet festival, and nobody got hit, nobody got hurt. So, yeah, you'd like to think, oh, okay, you can make a hit, but remember, if you feel like you need to pull out a firearm, you're dealing with somebody who you think is trying to kill you, and you're in extreme fear of your life. That's not going to be conducive to pretending like you're at the Olympics and going, boop, you know, especially if they have a gun. Because if you both have guns, it's gonna be loud. There's gonna be maybe you're gonna get hit. Maybe whoever's with you gets hit. Maybe bullets are screeching into the metal around you, and glass is shattering, and people are screaming and bleeding. And yeah, it's not that easy. So, not that easy. Patty Leather says I voted against Measure One. Oh, a name of some sort says you mean that state that never had slavery. Yeah, I don't yeah, I don't get it, but I didn't really read it. Patty Leather says I voted against issue. I guess Measure 112. Yes. Oh, Hayden, how you doing, brother? Good to see you here. The job well done says they've been trying to remove it for 20 years. Okay, well, Mr. Remake says Oregon used to have exclusion of non-whites in our constitution. Wow. Wow. Graham is saying prison labor is slavery. That's what they're abolishing. Yeah, but I do think they do. Prison labor does get overused and abused by most states. I mean, in California, they put them on the fire gangs and then keep them over their release dates, as Kamala Harris was well known for when she was Attorney General. They use them as free labor, expendable labor, because if they die working a fire, oh well, they were a convict. Um, Wicked Money says still got 600,000 ballots for sale. Which state? Eric the Red for 4.99 says Oregon outlawed slavery. Now who's gonna mow my lawn? Oh, sad face. Mr. Remake says Measure 113 is a response to Republican legislators walking out to deny quorum on a cap and trade bill. Okay, I think I remember this happening. They did this once, but I also think this happened there was like a year where this happened a couple of times on both sides. Sides would walk out on each other, but that happens. I think Texas did it where they all fled. A bunch of Democrats one time fled the state in an airplane. But I think there's one time a year or something where, what state was it, where a bunch of Republicans, yeah, that happens a lot. Courtney says carry 2 guns instead of 120 round mag. Well, that's one way of looking at it. Okay, so Lumber Lady says here, sets rules for running for the legislature, amends the Oregon Constitution, and qualifies state lawmakers from an election if they have 10 or more unexcused absences from a legislator. I like that. That's actually, well, it sounds good. But can this be used and abused? Probably, possibly, and I don't know how. So it sounds really good because I want we want our legislators to be there. And you look at Congress or you look at your own state, there's going to be guys who don't show up and get away with not showing up. And they shouldn't. And yeah, if you can't show up, then you shouldn't get the job. So I like it on its face, but I think I'd have to see how that could be improperly used. Like who decides what's an excused absence or not? Ethan says, what's your opinion of chain gangs and renting out convicts to dig ditches and build roads? I mean, if the state's using them to save money, I mean, they deserve to get paid more. I mean, this idea that these crews get paid, abysmal rates, or when they're working in the prison industries, they're only making so many cents an hour. There's got to be some balance there because that is not fair. I think that is fairly exploitative. I mean, you're forcing them to go do stuff. There's got to be some trade-off there. Charles Watts says, do they need hall passes in Oregon too? That would be funny. So, yeah. Porcelain Thunder, the idea says they are paying back the citizens for the free room and board. Well, you may be giving it away for free, but I'm sure a lot of them would decline to take the free room and board and say they'd rather you guys keep it. So, especially many of my clients. They would say, no, they're cool. You can keep the prison space. They'll go live somewhere else. So where are we on to the next thing here? All right, let's see. What do we got? Oh, yes. So, all right, we're back to me now. My beautiful face. Corn is good for making whiskey. Yeah, so is wheat. Slap Murphy says, so don't have them work and don't pay them a penny. Just stay in your cell and have a ham sandwich for every meal. Oh, that would be horrible. Ham sandwiches all the time would suck. That would really suck. Also, there's many Jewish and Muslim prisoners who wouldn't be able to eat those. So, yeah. Trot Golfer said, how'd your case go this week? Not so good. We lost. We had some arguments to make, but you could tell pretty about partway through the jury wasn't buying it. So my guy got convicted. Took him a little while to come back on a verdict, though. Any opinion on Florida versus Matthew Terry? Yeah, I listened to it a little bit today and saw a little bit when Jeff was doing it. If they really do effectively bring in this other woman he stabbed and almost killed a couple years before, he's toast. I mean, I have a feeling this isn't going to turn out well for him, but it's always up to a jury. You leave it in their hands. Aussie Overlord says it's not meant to be a country club. Sure, it's not meant to be a country club, but it also shouldn't be like Robin's Island or like in Papillon, where you have to fight to survive. So yeah, Wicked Money says the X is coming and the judge approved it. Sure, I just think it's how it's presented and how it goes will determine what happens from there. Mike L says, so no Russian Cannibal Island? No. Do any of you know anyone in federal prison? I know quite a few clients who are in federal prison right now. So, yeah, they have told me they enjoy federal prison a little bit more than they do state prison. Not by a lot, but there are degrees of preference there. And I think if you watch Big Herc on Fresh Out and a couple other channels that are out there, guys who have been in penitentiary, like 23-1, who else is there? The After Prison Show. Those guys did in state time. Big Herc did federal time. And they could kind of compare it there, but it seems like the guys that did federal time enjoyed it a little bit more, and it was a little bit more tolerable. So, oh, Cool Springs. Oh, I was talking to the chat. My bad. My bad. So we're gonna move on to the peanut butter and espionage sandwich. So, you guys, if you weren't aware, and all the political nonsense aside, because we're not going to talk about that right now, and not going to enjoy dealing with you guys if you guys start doing some things I don't like to hear about. We are going to talk about the peanut butter and jelly spies. So these guys, Jonathan and Diane Taube, or Tabe, or whatever they're called, he had been working in the office of the Chief of Naval Operations, which is a United States Navy position, and was caught offering secrets about nuclear-powered submarines. Something the Navy doesn't want people to know about. He was jailed for 18 years today, and his wife got 21 years. But she wasn't the spy. But it does, according to the judge, think she was in charge of everything. So, Drex would love this one. Here she is. Here's a German Shepherd causing problems. So, what did he do? And this is why I thought it was funny to call them the peanut butter sandwich spies. They would the wife had acted as a lookout for her husband when he left information at dead drops, once hiding a data card inside a peanut butter sandwich. That's a creative way to hide it so it doesn't get lost and you can transport it and secrete it, which is interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. Now, how did this guy get caught? So, back in 2020, according to the Justice Department, the husband contacted somebody who worked at a foreign government, so some sort of embassy or a consulate, and sent him a package containing information. Now, this is something spies typically do. You're generally people who get turned in spycraft. People get turned in spycraft. It's not like the spy walks up to you and be like, "Hey, bro, yes, hello, Tavarish. Would you like working for Russia today?" Doesn't usually work that way. What happens is they reach out to a country or an entity and solicit. That's a very common way it happens. So in this case, for example, if you wanted to, you would take all that stuff about submarines. You wouldn't give them something super crazy. You give them a taste. Just like, drug dealing. Give them a little bit of taste. So you go to Russia, China, you mail them something. And you'd say, hey, I got more where if you like this, I got more. And it's all good, man. Get in contact with me. Email me here. Here's a dead drop. If you like this, drop some crypto coins. In this case, they use crypto coins in a wallet. Drop some crypto coins in here. Let me know what you think. And they establish contact. Well, what happened is apparently he mailed it to a country we are friendly to or friendlier to, because it says if he contacted a foreign government. Now, one of two things happened. Either that foreign government said, hey, like the foreign government said, yo, America, you got some dude in here trying to give us spy stuff, and we don't want none of that. We're cool. That's how cool we are. We're going to give it the spy. Or number two, the U.S. is really good at surveilling and figured out this was going on, and they just snatched it up on their own, which that has happened also. I'm not sure which one it is, and we won't know because we won't know the name of the country that was involved. So the FBI got involved, and they ran stings, and they lured him along and let him think they were the country spy masters, and they told him to keep dead dropping information, and a dead drop is part of spy work where you take a item, like let's say I have a bunch of secrets written on this matchbook. I would take it, and under a park bench, there's like a little hole cut in the side of the wood. You slip it in the bench, and you walk away. And the way it should work is, a couple days later, somebody comes walking by, sits down on the bench, and, reaches under and boop, picks it up. Or you might move a rock somewhere in a garden, any number of ways you can do it. So that's what happened here. Oh my gosh, you guys are being ridiculous. They said it was Brazil. Oh, they did say it was Brazil? Okay. So, yes, the Brazilian government probably said, like, hey, guys, we're kind of friends, North America, South America, woohoo. Please be our friend. Because if Brazil had done this and stolen information, that would piss us off. So that's one way they can do that. I forgot. You know what, you guys, hold on, wait. Yeah, I did read it here because it's hold on here. Yeah, it was Brazil. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, you're right. I read another article, but this one here I thought was the best one because the reason why the wife really got hammered was prior to her sentencing, she got caught trying to send letters to him because they were both incarcerated at the same place and asked him to take the dive for her and say she had nothing to do with it and have him own up to all of it on his own. So she wanted him to bail on him and say, oh, no, she had nothing to do with it. It was all me. Yeah, judge wasn't buying any of that. So Wicked Money says, wait, was there jelly in that sandwich too? I don't think so. It's probably just peanut butter. Jelly would get too messy. Patty Letter says, this is just like the congressman who slept with Wang Wang. It's Fang Fang. But yes. Autodrome 96 says, so not Israel. Yes, not Israel. Mike L says red cell. Track Golfer says, you can't FOIA this info. A name of some sort says, imagine a Brazilian man having to wipe away peanut butter from an SD card or a piece of paper to get nuclear secrets. Hey, if you are in a foreign government and you want secrets bad enough, you will wipe dog turds off of those things to view them. You're ridiculous. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Wrestler Town says, why did he choose Brazil? I don't know. Maybe he wanted to go to Sao Paulo or like go bang chicks at Carnival. I don't know. Maybe he really liked Feijoada. I mean, I've had it before. It's okay. But maybe he's really big on that, and he's like, "Brazil, here's my demands. I want a house in Sao Paulo, and I want to eat feijoada every day, all day long." Who knows? Who knows? Do Wicked Money says, "Do Brazilians like peanut butter sandwiches or something?" It's I don't know. Courtney says yes, but they eat it with cocaine instead of jelly. Wrestler Town, yes, this is actually a very good point. Why did he choose anyone in the Western Hemisphere? I don't know either. It doesn't make any sense. Brazil is not a naval threat to the U.S. They are somebody we interact with and do training with. Yes, you'd have been better off trying to contact the Chinese, the Russians, the North Koreans, the Iranians, somebody else, but not Brazil. And yes, certainly you're not going to contact Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Suriname. None of those guys give a shit. None of those guys care. Oh yeah, maybe he got confused and meant Venezuela or something. Yeah, but even with Venezuela, Venezuela can't do much with that. They're just gonna pass it on to someone else. Yes, Tarkina Meyer says no to stupid criminals. All phone calls and correspondence while in jail are monitored and recorded. Yes. It sounds like she tried to be slick and get it sent to him, like, she had it sent outside and then mailed in. That's way I've seen, I was a prosecutor when I was an assistant prosecutor once, we had a case where that was happening. Um, 2 people were in different jails because they were in different counties. Guy guy A had only stuff in my county. Guy B had stuff in my county, another county, and they were holding on to him because he had a ton of really bad stuff. So guy A and B were communicating by mailing each other letters. And it completely, like, blew my mind that the jails they aren't reading the, addresses, the return address of, you know, 434 Elm Street and, Shady Town. Well, that's the Shady Town jail. And they're just like, "Oh, yeah, it's for inmate Bob. Okay, here you go." They gave him the letter. And then when Bob sends one out, it says, from 123, River Street in, Thief River Falls. And they're like, huh. They don't think, oh, wow, that's from the jail. So, like, guys were mailing each other letters from the jail. It was kind of funny. And they were communicating the whole fucking time till we caught it. And then we noticed what was going on. Then we figured it out through the phones, the detectives and I, and we got their mail put on hold, and we intercepted all their mail and started reading it, and we ended up confiscating. We got a warrant and confiscated their mail because they were communicating and doing some really incriminating stuff in those letters. So yes, we'll figure it out. Even morons like me will figure it out. Yes, I don't think you're ready for this jelly, Sheeple Hunter. Um, Sweet Tooth Fairy says Wired on YouTube on techniques critique has a CIA chief describing dead drops. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to do dead drops, and there's better things than watching Wired. You can Fieldcraft is an entire world unto itself. Charles Watts says, "Say what you want about Brazil, but they counted 118 million votes in one day." Yeah, they did. Truck Alpha says peanut butter and honey is the way to go. That is a really good way to go. A very good way to go. Peanut butter, especially if it's free range honey, like natural honey, it's not been refined. Wow, very good. Truck Alpha says, Sean, do you tweet? Some, but not as much. I'm trying to work on it because I do have a Twitter that's finally up and running now. So I'll start pimping that now that I've managed to hide in plain sight from Twitter long enough that they're not going to crush me. So Luke Vito says bee puke. I'm good. Nothing wrong with it. It's good. Chris Knobloch says, could you imagine moving a rock or something and screwing up the dead drop? Yes. Yes, guys, if you want to combat espionage in your neighborhood, find everything that is just sitting there and start screwing with it. Knock over everything. If you see chalk marks somewhere, because that was a traditional, that's like an old school, like basic, kind of basic bitch way of doing a dead drop. You'd like, if there's a dead drops aren't even necessarily for information, it's to relay information. So you go through a town and this car is parked in a certain spot every time, and if the sun visor's down, that means we need to meet. Or if it's up, don't worry about it. Or if you see a piece of chalk mark on the side of a building at like eye height says like we need to talk. If you see it, 2 lines, it means you're compromised. Something like that. So oh, Love and Two Limes. Long time no see. Yeah, good to see you again. Wrestler Town says I do look out for suspicious rocks for this exact reason. I mean, there's define to me a suspicious rock because most rocks just look like rocks to me. Perry says, "Can I holes in your newspapers?" Oh, jeez. Ben Samuel says, "All rocks are suspicious." Yes, all rocks are sussy. That's Sheeple Hunter says, "Yes, Hunter checked all the rocks." Yes, he did. He gives them a good once over. Tongues those rocks. You guys are ridiculous. Funny, but ridiculous. All right. Jeez. Yes, track golfer. Yes. You know that black lava rock under the tree that looks out of place? It's in a wheat field out by Buxton. Are you ready to come with me, Red? Do you remember the name of the place I'm at? If you are, I'll be waiting for you. So where is the I'm trying to I forgot to cancel some of this crap out as I'm reading it. Okay, Rumble, you guys are Dark Ultra Wood Chipper. It's a great name. So either way, they can have fun. They wanted to go sell secrets and they got caught. Doesn't sound, and if this had been an FBI sting internally, I would be very suspicious about it. But this was them actually catching somebody. They actually caught a spy. So good job, FBI. Like gold star for the first time. You won't ever usually hear me say that. So better go buy a lottery ticket there, boys. So now an update on the Delphi murders. Oh wait, he is fat. I mean, like me, yeah, I guess. A name of some sort. I mean, how often do you look at another man's shoes? So the Delphi murders, and for those of you guys who don't know, why does this not work as fast as it should? Good Lord. Okay. All right. Stupid ads pop up when you're still working on stuff. So the man arrested with the Delphi murders last week has asked for a public defender. So the guy's named Richard Allen, and he was brought into court, and he's facing 2 counts of murder in connection with Abby Williams and Libby German back in February of 2017. They were 2 girls. They're in high school. They had the day off. They were out hiking. I mean, it's Indiana. I don't know why they called it a hike. They're just walking through the woods. They were taking pictures. They taken pictures at a bridge, and they were attacked and murdered. And the murder has gone unsolved. But this is a recent arrest they made, and they arrested this guy, Richard Allen, who right now is innocent until proven guilty. It's not clear what his involvement is in the murder. The police have been very tight-lipped about everything. But eventually he's going to have some hearings, and that's going to have to come up what it is he's accused of doing, what his involvement is. Maybe he is the guy who did it. Maybe he knows who did it. Maybe he helped whoever it was do it. My porn tab is open. Funny, funny. Fox 59 was they gaffed on the air before the president made it cool. Food fuck Friday will live on forever. I'm gonna have to look for that one. That's funny. Oh, oh crap! Hold on. Crap. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to click that out. He's been moved around a couple different times. He's currently at an undisclosed state facility for his own safety. Uh, yeah, so we don't know where he's at. So he did file a letter with the court, and see if I can pull this up. Um, yes, this is the train trestle bridge. Okay, let's see. Yes, it was. So this is what he talked to the court about. Let's see if I can zoom in on a little bit more. Okay, so it was filed November 9th, so it's filed yesterday, so it's perfect timing. Carroll County Court and those associated RE case number 08 CL dash MR1. In the cause listed above, I, Richard M. Allen, hereby throw myself at the mercy of the court. I am begging to be provided with legal assistance and a public defender or whatever help is available. At my initial hearing on October 28th, I asked to find representation for myself. However, at the time, I had no clue how expensive it would be just to talk to someone. Now, that's it. It all depends on who you contact. Some attorneys are not going to come talk to you because they're busy, and to go talk to you takes up their time. A lot of attorneys still offer consultations for free. Not going to lie, you call me, I'll come talk to you just because I'm curious what the hell's going on. But a lot of them are going to say, I don't want to be involved in that. That's too complex and too much time for me. Some of them are probably told him, for me to defend you, it's going to cost like $100,000 to start, because undoubtedly Indiana is going to go full tilt at this guy. So yeah, there's probably a lot of that going on. I did not realize. I also did not realize what my wife and I's immediate financial situation was going to be. I mean, you got charged with a double murder that like shook a state. I'm not sure what do you think was going to happen. We both have been forced to immediately abandon employment. Well, bruh, you're myself due to incarceration. Like, did you think they were going to let you just keep working from jail? I don't know. And my wife for her personal safety. Yeah. And that's a thing too. For you guys out there, if you get charged with a crime, it's not just you that suffers, your family will suffer possibly. And it's not just, in this case, this guy's wife. Yeah, that's a problem. But, like I'll use Kyle Rittenhouse as an example. Let's say Kyle Rittenhouse had a cousin who went to Southwestern Idaho college or university, making it up there. Your cousin, Kyle's cousin, or your cousin, if you do something that's gained some national attention and people don't like it and it becomes polarized and political, what can you suffer? Well, your family can suffer. It's called Siepenhaft. People may penalize your families. You might have family, like your uncle get fired if people find out. Why? Well, we don't like that. Or if your cousin is going to school and their professor doesn't like that whole situation, finds out you're related to them. That can happen. Now, that might be wrong, but it won't stop it from happening. You guys are... Patty Leather says, I always thought lawyers give a free talk at the start. Some do. Some do. Some do, but some don't. Some are busy enough that giving you an hour of their time is them losing money. I think that's a... Yes, I agree. You maybe don't need an hour, but to give somebody 10 minutes of your time, if that's going to cost you money, Jesus criminy. That's insane. That'd be a pretty crazy hectic schedule anyway to be that dependent on that 10 minutes to make money. If you can't give somebody 10 minutes of your time as a potential client, I guess. Where was it? So, he should be given Ronnie. Perry says he should give Ronnie O'Neill as his representative. Okay. So we got to finish this letter up first. Let's see. What little reserve there is will fail to even maintain the original residence. I again throw myself at the mercy of the court. Please provide me whatever assistance you may. Thank you for your time in this most urgent matter. Yes, a very, very urgent matter. Please get me an attorney before I get executed. Sincerely, Richard M. Allen. Yes, very, very important to get done. Now, yes, he didn't have a public defender during his first hearing because he was asking for time. David Goodnow says, I was told $30K for an assault with a deadly weapon. If it wraps up, simple plea. Jeez. Assault with a deadly weapon, even if you're looking to plea? I mean, I would charge you more if we went to trial, but I would not charge you 30 G's just to get you to plea. I mean, whatever attorney did that, gosh, that is that's a fleecing. That is a fleecing. So I think it's a bit much. So some of you guys were asking though, yeah, Sweet Tooth, you're asking, hold on here. Alpha Fox, yeah, I've talked to Merb. I've been in touch with him. We're all set on that. Thank you. Somebody had a question earlier and I missed it, I think. Perry, yes, I saw this earlier. Why does he have to beg the judge like this? Isn't he given a public defender if he can't afford his own attorney? He cannot have representation. U.S. law is confusing. Okay. So if you cannot afford an attorney and you are facing jail time in America, you have the right to a public defender or court-appointed counsel. In this situation, Richard Allen had told the judge at his first hearing, the judge will ask, are you going to retain counsel on your own, or do you need the public defender or appointed counsel? In this situation, he told the court, I would like to try to retain counsel, which is your right under the Sixth Amendment. So the judge said, fine, we'll have another hearing coming up. And in the meantime, go find an attorney. Now, if you go out and try to find one, and it sounds like in this case he did, attorneys cost money. And it's a lot of money, even for like kind of low level stuff. It can cost you a lot of money. For example, a DUI might cost you a couple $1,000s driving under the influence. So what do you do? Well, you might have to come back and say, Judge, I can't afford an attorney. Can you appoint one for me? And that's what happens. Now, his way of doing it, I think this is a good way of just getting the ball rolling and kind of letting the court know in advance, I can't find an attorney. Nobody will represent me for what I can do, my resources. Can I please get the public defender? Now, it doesn't help this guy is a complete normie. He has never been in court before. I'm throwing myself on the mercy of the court. Please, please give me an attorney. Oh my God. You don't have to do that. But that's what he did. So that's not normally how this goes. But it's a very good question. Courtney, you're saying why have they been as tight-lipped as they have been? Is it normal? They might be there might be more people involved. Who knows? For whatever reason, if they can keep it tight-lipped, that's actually impressive because that keeps the integrity of the investigation pure. So we'll see. We'll see why it was tight-lipped at some point. Perry saying maybe it's a pedophile ring, or maybe they're expecting to make more arrests. Unsealing may tip the other suspects. Yeah, but they've already arrested the guy though, and they've already announced he's involved in it, so that would already tip everybody else off. It just depends. There can be any number of reasons why they're keeping it tight. Luke Pearson says, "Well, also representing this guy's a massive safety risk." Yeah, but maybe. I mean, I'd represent people. Like, yeah, great. Most people, not even most. Everybody who threatens to kill you is never going to kill you or hurt you. The person you need to worry about, like you opening the door and that's the last thing you see, is the person you will never hear about. The person who's going to like seriously. This is like real talk now. Now, everything I try to say is real talk. Okay, everything I try to say is like real talk, like real as fuck, boy. Real as fuck, comma boy, not real as fuck, boy. Everything is real, but the person who's going to kill you, like the person who's really going to do it, they're really going to put in that work. You're never going to know about them. You're never going to see them coming. Kind of like a Scarface. Yeah, he thought of those guys out front. You fucking with me. You fucking with the best. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, you get some now. Okay, what happened? It was the guy walking up behind him who just went boop with the shotgun. You don't hear the guy who's going to get you. You don't know about the guy who's going to get you. And I've gotten my share of death threats. It's been a couple of years though, so I am kind of getting sad. I haven't been threatened in a while. But the people who threaten you, yeah, I ain't worried about that. Porcelain Thunder says they only get paid if they win. Jeez. That would. So. Porcelain Thunder says, save money, represent yourself. Contact us and we will send you this free book describing how to get out of any court case that doesn't involve a boat. Yes. Mighty Meat says the cure is being a gay, true, and BIPOC. Then you're immune from all criticism. Be very important. Yes, Pike says he needs to contact Daryl Brooks. Yeah, get fired up, man. Get that Zoom call in, and Daryl will help him out. Perry, you're saying it can't be that uncommon. I know it happens all the time. People like to think they've never had an attorney before, so they're not prepared for that, or they're just idiots and they think that they can find somebody on the cheap. I've had that happen before. Like, hey, I got charged with felonious assault. Okay, I mean, so if you want to retain me, like, how much can you pay me? And like, oh, I can pay you like $500. I said, is that like down? I was like, no, I only got $500. I'm like, I ain't taking your case. That happens all the time. But if they can't afford an attorney, then there is, legal counsel is made available to them. Yeah, Courtney is right. He didn't realize the cost of hiring the defense for double murder. Yeah, it's astronomical. Astronomical. Love and Two Lime says he's married. I wonder if she knows he's a piece of shit. He's innocent until proven guilty. He's not the first guy to ever get accused of murder who's then released. He's also not the first guy to get accused of murder and found not guilty. So I don't know what he's done. And also, you got to be careful because the police might be wrong or they might be malicious. Who knows? Or he really might be a piece of shit. We're way too early on to know that. Sean, what's your Twitter handle? It is. God, I know the moment I'm going to show this, I'm going to get an email saying, oh, you're nuked. All right. Oh. Reviewing my phone number. What? Did I get it back? Oh, okay. That was not fair. All right. So my profile is. We'll do this right now. If it gets nuked, one of you guys is a snitch. So this is a snitch test for everybody. We're going to snitch test the chat. It is at LawTube Sean. So there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, Charlie 18 saying 30,000 a plea. I go the public defender. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Chris Knobloch says a friend got charged $15K for a DV POA defense. Yeah, sometimes it can be expensive. I'm just saying 30 G's to get you to a plea on a non-murder. That's just a lot. RN Rule says if you're in jail, how do you find an attorney? Well, there's a couple different ways. Hopefully they got the yellow pages you can look through. You might talk to the guys in your pod. Hey, who's your attorney? Do you like him? Okay, I'll give him a call. Or your family and friends start helping find people. There's only so many ways that works, but yeah, that's kind of the common ways. So, yes, I didn't realize he's a CVS employee, but yeah, I mean that won't help if you're just like a normal guy just hanging out. So, um, Courtney saying, my house is destroyed by Hurricane Ian. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Hope you're safe, hope your family's safe, and hope you guys can rebuild. You can build it back again and it can be another home. So, good luck to you and yours. Perry saying, okay, that makes sense. Found it odd. Okay. Trying to catch up here. Yeah. That's a shame, says for $4.99. I'm a PD in Indiana. Hit me up if you ever need court docs from the Delphi case or have any questions or whatever. In my description below, my email address is there. Can you just send me something just saying like hi? So I have it, I'll hold on to it because yeah, if you can help me out with that, that would be super cool. And I'd appreciate it. Thank you, by the way, for the super chat. I appreciate that as well. Isaac Baruch's wholesome gabagool art for $2 says boxers, briefs, or commando. I actually wear kind of like boxer briefs, but I wear the they're like they're not Under Armour because that would just be ridiculous for the price. But they're like off-brand Under Armour, so you can buy like a bunch of them for $20. And I like wearing those. They just, they're nice, and it's Under Armour material, so it's nice and wicking. It's always good. Oh, Luke Pearson saying the judge recused for a similar reason. Ooh. Hmm. Tarkina Meyer saying real as Keffels. Oh. Oh, no, no, no. It's like Anton Chigurh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wicked Money says, have you had any interactions with the state of Indiana? Have you? Porcelain Thunder says OJ still paying for his attorneys, and most of them are dead. Not done by OJ didn't kill him. Jeez. Yes, don't change it to no. I am not changing to Elon Musk. I am not fucking around with that. That is a horrible way to do things right now. That is an awful way to do things. I'm not going to act like Ethan Klein and be a dipshit. I don't use Twitter. I know I don't have a Twitter. Mike Els, I'm still banned. Yeah, and my potentially criminal is still banned. So I already appealed, and I write in the appeal every time now saying, "Just let me in, bro. Let me back." Common Lawyer says, "Follow." Thank you. Mithril King says, "Should just snitch for calling yourself LawTube." If I change the name potentially criminal, it knows that's banned already, and then it goes like this: banned. So you can't do that. So you snitch to teach me a lesson. Yes. This is for your own good. I'm snitching on you. RN Roll says, have you heard about the Casey Anthony interview? Yes, I have. That is going to be very interesting. It sounds like they've told her we are not going to, you don't get to tell us what we can and can't ask, and we are going to not give you the questions in advance. That will be very interesting. Also, this show, she's really desperate for money. I wonder how much NBC had to get for that one. Valhalla 8 says, any reason why racket streams aren't available on Rumble? Because Rumble's got issues. I mean, you probably could have checked like 3 hours earlier and they might be on there. I don't know. You've got me concerned. Ricada Law, let's see what happens. I'm not sure what you're talking about because I've got last night's streams on. The election night one. It's up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're don't know what's going on. It seems to be working for me. So Perry says, I'm from London. I'm grassing, not snitching. Fucking super grass. You'll get that one. Not everybody will. Alpha Fox says, real talk, Casey Anthony, smash or pass? Smash, because she'll take care of things for you. Oh, yes. Somebody, I forgot that. Somebody said, is there, and that's a shame you're pointing out, a public defender in Indiana will qualify for a public defender. How do you, now this is an issue. How do you determine who qualifies for a public defender or not? There's a couple of different ways that gets done. Typically, at least here in Ohio, and I'm sure it's in like this in Indiana and other places, you go by what is the strictest way of doing it is you take the federal poverty line for whatever your situation is, and then it's like the federal poverty line plus 160%. So think about what the federal poverty line is for you. And just if you guys don't actually know what that is, We'll look at the federal poverty guidelines for we'll look up the federal poverty guidelines for people, and it's a little depressing. Yes, this is the federal poverty guidelines, and this is from a Health and Human Services website. This is the Office of Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation. It's part of the Department of Health and Human Services. So, this is the 2022 poverty guidelines for the contiguous 48 states and the District of Columbia. That means excluding Hawaii and Alaska. For one person, the poverty guidelines are $13,590. If there are a typical mom, dad, and 2 kids in a house, there's just 4 of you. The federal poverty line is $27,750. So it's not much money at all, but generally speaking, for most things, like most criminal related things, at least I can say in Ohio, and I've lived in a couple different places in Ohio, you're looking at close to $1,000. I mean, how many people got a G, a band, a G note, you got 10 Benjamins you can throw down. You got a G note, like that's it costs a lot of money, and that's a shame is right. A lot of people can't qualify. But there's also the idea that let's say even if let's say you made $75,000 a year and you got charged with like a triple murder, there ain't no way you're gonna afford that. So there are times the court's gonna say, look, we know, like, they will appoint, and it's clear that if you get a DUI and you make 75 grand a year, okay, well, you're on your own. But if you get accused of murdering 3 people, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to afford that. So let's see here. That's a shame. I got you. Thank you. By Fran says, I'm going commando since 1992. It's a long time. It's a long time. Courtney says, well, I'll still be able to buy potatoes. Sure. Buy all the potatoes you want. You guys who all say you're free balling, you guys are not. Oh, I go commando. No, no, you're not going commando. Don't bullshit me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to Papa Sean here, okay? You ain't going commando. I know it. You know it. You're not doing that. Nobody really does that. You only do it because you have to. Nobody free balls. Did I watch the replay of passing out? No, I didn't. It wasn't passing out. I was falling asleep. Drunks pass out, and I wasn't drunk. Thank you, Reality. I appreciate that comment. Yes, I saw you there, passing out. Why did I get banned from Twitter? Ooh. That's a long, long story. We'll get into it at some point. Maybe we'll get into it on Saturday. We could bring that up. Porcelain Thunder says, have to be careful that weirdo doesn't start spamming you. If you're talking about Monograph, he already has. Damn it, I fucking boomed it. Call Me Kirkland says, Riccieta Law. Yes. Yes. I mean, Duncan's like, oh, you're fat, Sean. It's like, yeah, thanks. Still cope and seethe and dilate and have fun with your pedophile friend Keffels. Nick and I may be strip mall attorneys, but you're a geneticist who doesn't actually do genetic work. You fuck around on the internet, so Are you really that much better? Tien says for $5, 9 months ago, the Delphi superintendent says he got tips from Germany and Australia, and then almost every state in the country. Yeah, that happens too. Everybody thinks they can help. He said the world is safe now. I don't know about that. Wrestler Town says, I think everybody should be able to choose a public defender, even a millionaire. I like that idea, but I don't know if the system can handle that because public defenders' offices are brutally underpaid. They're brutally underfunded. And there are some places though where there's some counties here that I know where they at least have pay parity with the prosecutor's office. So you're considered a county employee and it's a county office. So if you're let's say you're in the prosecutor's office and you've been working there for 10 years and you're on the county pay scale, your public defender who's been working there the same amount of time is on the county pay scale as well. So they pay equally. And some of these county offices, these public defenders' offices have a social worker. They have an investigator. So some of them are good, but a lot of places they are sorely underfunded. And it's horrible because there's very little you can do. There's a lot of public defenders' offices fight for grant money, things like that. It's a shame. It is a shame. Uh Besides, that's a shame. Saying my boss, when he was in private practice, took a case to jury trial on our lowest felony level and some misdemeanors, and it was 75K. I could see like a basic bitch trial being 75K, but that seems like that there had to be a lot going on there. But it could be. But I mean, I could see like a normal low end trial being at least $10,000, and let's say it was $7,000 or $5,000. Let's say it was just $5,000. $5,000. Do you have $5,000 right now? Do you have 2,500 and then people who can reliably play the other 2,500? That's still a lot of money. So even if it's that I guess that's the point too. Darcy saying, I heard that Anthony is living with one of the investigators from her daughter's murder. Messed up. Well, that's not the real messed up part. Um, why did this? Oh, I there. Sorry guys, I messed up with the chat. I mean, for a while, I'm pretty sure they thought Casey Anthony's like the daughter or Kaylee's dad was Casey's brother. They had to get DNA testing done to make sure that they weren't humping. That's how weird this whole story was. That they thought like the brother was the dad. Just posted the best legal vices Fetterman meme. Luke Pearson says I sent you a story you might like in the Discord live stream chat. Oh, I guess I'll take a look real quick. Please don't let it be like gay porn, just like slopping in my face. Oh, okay, yeah, we may have to. Yeah, I'll look at that later. A job well done since pants are prison. You lie. You wear underwear. Admit it. Your wrestling town, your balls are not that strong. They're contained. That's obscene. What part's obscene? um Allegander Legion News says, so the state, yes, so let me get this right. The state wants to take your liberty with unlimited funds, but the state complains they cannot afford to fund public defenders. Prosecutors should not have the larger budget the public defenders should. Yeah, yep, and that happens. But that's partially a public policy issue. When you go around asking people who should be more well funded, the prosecutor or the public defender, they're going to say, "Oh, the prosecutor only. Fuck the criminals. They don't care. They should." That's how people think, and that's how people are on the street. People would rather support them than the public defender, but that's because they. Everybody says that till they need the public defender. Um, Turkey Meyer for $10 says, saw a ton of Democrat judges and JPs running unopposed in Dallas, Texas. Don't need to be a lawyer to run for county judge. Wow. Um, Crazy to think some rando can run for county judge and get elected. Well, I'm surprised that in Texas you can be a judge and not be an attorney. I would have assumed in pretty much every state you have to be an attorney to be a judge, because in Ohio you have to be an attorney to be a judge, and you can't just be out of law school, get elected, and become a judge. Like, there are laws against that. But yeah, in Ohio, for like a magistrate, judge, anything judicial, you have to have a law degree. So you can't. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a shame. Is saying shoot for 75K. I just eat the felony and fake and take my chance with the disciplinary commission. Yeah, no, I trust me. I understand where you're coming from on that one. Trust me. I totally get that. I totally get that. Oh, the 75K is obscene. Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. I think that's ridiculous, but I have to assume something happened there and the client paid it. So, uh, yeah. Ross Wolf is saying the public defenders wouldn't need so much money if there weren't so many worthless laws to defend against. That is a separate issue, but you are not incorrect. Yes. Should there really be as many laws as there are? No. I mean, there should be a lot less. And should the prosecutor prosecute everything that comes their way? Also, no. But they do. Ooh, we got the free girls in U City. In U City, you get the freest girls. Totally free. Totes. Wicked Money says, Sean, do you like movies about gladiators? Yeah, I do. um, Allegiant News says, did the first SCOTUS all have law degrees? Who accredited those degrees? Well, up until Chief Justice Robert Jackson, who was also the chief prosecutor in the Nuremberg trials, was the last Supreme Court justice who didn't get a law degree, who didn't become a lawyer the current way. He did reading law, although I think wherever he practiced that, he had to do a year of law school still. But the idea of just working for an attorney, trying to do like Kim Kardashian's doing, is no longer the way. And he graduated law school and became an attorney and did all that stuff around like 1910 or so, like right before World War One. So that should tell you how long that's fallen out of style. Over 100 years now. Over 100 years. Um, Sky Queen says my lawyer friend won a race for district judge. Oh, congratulations! Begged her to run because so many unopposed. Well, there you go. Let's see here, guys. What's the best 10mm Glock? The G40, the G20, or the G20? Why would you want a G29? That just seems like that's a lot of bullet for a little gun. I'd rather have the G20. So we're caught up there. All right, where are we at now? What else do we have? Oh, the Dean Cummings thing. Yes. People wanted me to watch this, and I have not seen this yet. And I left it alone. I guess we'll do a blind react to this. Oh my gosh, I thought I just saw something about Keno Casino was on. I'm like, woof, I'm about to bail on you guys. Okay, Dean Cummings and the rifle. Where's this thing at? Okay, we're gonna watch this, and you're gonna watch it with me. Apparently, this is hilarious and cringe. Michelle says, "Have you ever had a client find your channel?" Not yet. I hope not. Speaking of Glocks, did I see the time lapse and the Pew Pew channel? No, I'll take a look at that. So this Dean Cummings shot up a dude with an AR-15 or this. It's not an AR, it's the SIG variant. Now, from what I understand, this is when he was on the stand. And when you take the stand and the prosecutor gets up there, guys, when you're up there, you're going to be up there and they can do stuff. And this is a dangerous thing to be done because she hands him the weapon. A prosecutor's going to do that because you know how powerful to a jury it can. Now, Dean Cummings got acquitted, but to put the murder weapon in the hands of the person you're accusing of the murder, that could be a very powerful image. And remember what I've said before, trials are about sales, they're about narratives, they're about shaping things. Well, you're saying, look, there's the bad man and there's what he looked like holding that gun. Ooh, is he big and scary? Yeah, that can be something to think about. Yes, guys, it's a 5.56 version of the SIG series rifles. So let's get to this though, because I have not watched any of this. Don't give me spoilers. I swear to God, I will get so mad. I'm not looking. I don't want spoilers. All right, here we go. Let's see how bad this gets.
Describe how the struggle started. You grabbed the weapon. It was against the table or the wall. Okay, grab it just like how you grabbed it. No. Hold on. You weren't down like that when the argument started, were you? No. I'm talking about the very beginning. When he said, "Get action." Okay. And he knocked you down how? Well, knock me down. But pretend like you're going to hit me in the house. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So he's got it off all the way right here. He came in and he had something in his right hand. I didn't know what it was. He just slammed me. I got knocked into a countertop here. And I slid off it. I fell into the hallway like this. And he's coming at me. He's swinging with his right hand. And I scrambled away. Yep.
You swing it?
Yep.
Where'd you swing it? Who's going to do
He's trying to hit me in the head. I grab this. I get like this. And I bury him back. He hits me again. I fall down again. And the door jam of the bathroom. I've got this like this. I'm down again for the second time. So I'm down.
And all this time he's coming at you.
Yeah, the whole
He's
time.
coming at you like
The
this.
whole time I'm blocking him.
Yeah. And when did you
So
change
then he
it
grabs
around?
the gun.
How did you change it around?
I didn't do that yet.
Okay.
So he grabs the gun. So
Where do you grab it?
Right there on the barrel.
Right here. Grab the barrel. Yeah.
And I'm scrambling. He's swinging. He's grabbing with his other hand.
With his other hand.
And he grabs with his hand.
His left hand? Oh. And what's he doing with this hand?
He's swinging that canister.
Okay.
So I'm blocking everything.
Did you fill the canister?
I finally got back to
Hey,
him
excuse me, did you fill the canister?
a couple times.
Was it heavy?
I don't know. I never picked it up.
Good chief.
Was it heavy? He's beating the shit out of me with it. That's all that matters. Now, I did hear this was an awful prosecution, but already this sounds bad from the prosecutor.
You blocked it with your hand.
I walked his arm.
Yeah.
I just grabbed his jacket right here, that way I could pull it on.
Okay. Yeah.
And what?
And then when did you chamber it? How did you chamber
Okay,
it?
so then I got the gun out of his hand. He's got the bathroom entrance. I pulled this
He's
back.
still coming at you?
No, he stood back.
Oh, you stood back a second.
I'm going like this. I said, stop.
Mhm.
And he's staring into me, right? Not in the back hallway into the bedroom.
Wait, whoa. What? Whoa. Hold on here, kids. Okay.
I'm going like this. I said, stop.
Ha! That's an unsecured weapon. I don't think there's a trigger lock on that gun, and there's no cable lock going through the barrel or through the ejection port and through the magazine well. Oh my god. He pointed at her. Yeah, but she wanted to do that, so that's not the issue. Although I don't think that prosecutor's ever stared down the barrel of a rifle like that before. Oh my god. Oh my god. That technically is an unsecured weapon. That's like Kyle Rittenhouse bad. In Kyle Rittenhouse, when Binger had the AR-15 up, there was nothing secured through the gun. So, like, somebody could have thrown a magazine into the middle of it and gone to click, rack that fucker and gone to work. That is an unsecured weapon in a courtroom. That blows my mind. How the fuck is that unsecured? Why is it unsecured? Off. This is just not good.
Stop.
Mhm.
And he's staring into me, right? Not in the back hallway into the bedroom.
Officer, hold on. Double check that firearm. Hold on, Mr. Cummings. Double check that firearm. I'm sure nothing in there.
Okay, at least it sounds like the judge is now realizing, wait, we didn't check the gun first. It's like, how do you not check the guns before you touch them? I don't really understand how you get that. I mean, I've been in court before where guns have been involved, and I always check it, even when I pick it, there's a cable lock in it. I check it to make sure it's good. And I've had an attorney hold a gun with a cable lock in it, and it came near me, and I swatted their hand away because I don't want to be staring down the muzzle of a pistol like that. What the fuck is going on here?
So,
Hold on.
Wait, what just fell out?
It's clear.
What just fell out?
I'm sure nothing in there.
What just fell out? Something fell out when he started racking it.
so
Hold on.
What was that? We're going to watch that a little slower. Playback speed. 0.75.
so
Hold on.
Oh, that must have been part of the zip tie they had in it. Oh my god, I thought that was like something for a no-no burger. Which would have been fucking hilarious if he's holding a loaded firearm at her. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, Mr. Remakes. Whoops. Yeah, that's an oopsie poopsie. That's yes. Alec Baldwin, attorney at law, yes. Oh. Yeah, that's a zip tie that broke. Yeah, I caught it. I caught it. Thank you guys. Yes, I caught it. Boomer Sean caught it. They have a dummy rifle right next. Why would they? Okay, great. They have a dummy rifle sitting next to the real rifle. Brilliant. Are the deputy's pants falling off? I don't know. Look at that deputy. That's a big boy. Well, I was a big boy myself. I got solidarity. But he should wear some suspenders. Like, bro, suspenders, man. They make some good tactical ones. I know that. Jonathan says, my wife turned around when it jammed at the firing range and aimed it at me, not thinking. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that being an issue. Yeah, zip tie fell out. Sorry, guys. I was just making sure that was a zip tie and it wasn't like something catching the light. But yes, it should not be a dollar store zip tie. It should be a cable lock. That was just... Keep playing, watch the rest. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, we'll keep watching. Thanks. I was just trying to read everybody's up.
But it's clear.
Who's on the floor?
It's the zip tie now.
Oh, the zip tie, okay, the safety zip tie, okay, all right, okay.
I'm gonna object to further demonstration with the weapon, just for safety purposes. It seems like it would be more prudent to not have the firearm being pointed around the courtroom.
I agree with that. Do we have a stick or something they could use?
I have a dummy here.
Okay, so good job by the defense saying we're not... Yeah, it's safety reasons. Really, the reason is, oh my God, this is really prejudicial, having my guy hold that gun. Now, there might be some safety, because I bet she's probably a little bit lefty. Most attorneys are. They don't like guns, period. But either way, it's good to get it out of his hands. But yes, now they're using the dummy gun they could have used from the start. What the fuck? Wow.
What is that?
All right,
Oh, they got a rubber duck.
so he is about from here to here.
There's the back.
They have a rubber duck. Rubber M16, an AR-15. Although, if I'm the prosecutor and I have the money, why don't I just buy like an airsoft so it's like the exact same one? But whatever. So they borrowed that from the sheriff's office.
And then it's out there. I'm right here before the entrance and back there.
Are you?
Come a little bit closer.
How far is
Right about there.
How far is the bathroom?
You're in the entrance of the bathroom. The corner's right here.
Uh-huh. And where are you standing?
I'm right here, back by the door that goes to the outside, and the door jam is back there.
Before
As far as I
you
can
go
recall, I was standing right before the doorway.
Mhm. And he sees you chamber around.
You see everything.
Okay. So you chamber around, and then he keeps coming towards you with the
Yes,
canister.
and he slams into me, knocks me in the back bedroom. I'm on the ground now in the back bedroom, I'm laying this way. He's coming through the doorway. I'm like this. I'm trying to back, and he's coming right over the top of me, swinging at me with the canister.
Mhm.
And I'm like this, the gun. He's got a hold of the gun by the scope at this point.
Oh, you stroke, okay.
Yep, that's right.
And you testified earlier that he was all over it. So where was his hands all over it?
He was all over the gun trying to get it.
Okay, all over it. But here, the right.
Too bad he didn't say I muzzle striked him in the middle of this, because the end of your muzzle on a rifle, that's a metal pole. You can like, boom, you can hit someone in the face with that really hard. Too bad he didn't say I muzzle struck him to get him away, because you can take it and go like this, get back, and it hurts. I wish that would have happened, because she would have said like, well, how did you muzzle strike him? And he could have taken that and just smacked her right in the face. That would have made my day. Given how they did this.
I don't mean all over it. I mean, he's all over it, giving me 100% aggression towards me.
All right. And then?
I'm down on the ground. He's got a hold of the gun by the scope. I think he pulled the gun against the trigger. Boom, boom, 2 shots went off. I get up to here, and the rest of the shots were fired from about that level.
And he
Well,
lit
It's
him
hard
up.
to recall it all too.
sure.
Shot through the chest and the head.
Mr. Audio is still coming at you.
Got him in the chest and the head, just a little pop, pop.
He was swinging at me like three ways.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
When you shoot, and then you shoot.
He's over me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's leaning over you. Huh?
He was.
Okay. Never on his hands and knees.
Look at her face. Look at that woman's reactions. She's talking about, yeah, you were getting hit. It's like, I want to hit you. If I was Dean Cummings, I'd be holding that rubber duck in my hand and be like, I want to break this over your skull. She's part of the reason why he sat in jail for 2 years dealing with this nonsense. And then he gets acquitted as quick as he did. And then directed verdicts on stuff. Like,
Not sure I can recall.
But she kept firing.
Hold on, okay,
Can we
hold
have
on.
him return to
You can
this?
come back to witness stand.
fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. So where are we? So Franca says, wait, if they had a prop gun the whole time. Yeah, but remember, as I said, when you're the prosecutor, this happens. It's about you guys, it's about sales and theatrics. Trials are theatrical. If you're the bad guy and I can put the weapon in your hand, like I could put the murder weapon in your hands, that's a very powerful image. Especially if you look scary and nasty and you're a big, bad, mean guy. I could put that pistol or that knife in your hand. That's a lot. You know, there's a common thing too where, you know, you're done showing an exhibit and you sit down, but like you leave the murder scene up on the screen. Or, you know, this one's not as common because prosecutors have done this before and I've seen it done before. You know, holding that murder weapon, holding that gun, and they take it and they lay it on the edge of the jury box as they sit down. The jury's, it's because then if you're the jurors, it's like right there in your face and they're just staring right at it. Now, when it comes to dangerous weapons, the court doesn't like those being left unattended. So if you're using it as an exhibit, you put it back down on a table that you have control over, or the reporter has control over, or the witness who brought it in has control over. But it is a powerful thing to do. In this situation, though, where they're trying just to get the logistics of how everything went, yeah, they probably could have gotten away with just using the rubber duck the whole time, but they didn't. Zero Signal says the rubber gun right there the whole time. Yeah, and there have been in courts I've been in where they'd say, okay, you could show this gun, but if you're just trying to go over like the wrestling, just for safety purposes, yes, getting a metal gun where things can get caught and smack people, yes, the rubber duck's safer to a degree. So, yeah, RN rules. I know Andrew covered this. I understand you may not like him. I do. I think he's very good at what he does. The coverage is really well done. Yeah, I didn't have time to really. Yeah, I didn't have time to do anything there. So, his lawyers ran circles around the prosecution. Yeah, I hope they file a motion to get the fucking gun back. That would be hilarious. Did I see the close? I saw about maybe like 10 minutes of the prosecution's close. And I actually texted Nick in the middle of it because while they were giving their close, we had just gotten out for our jury and the jury was deliberating. If I had those prosecutors, I probably could have won my case. God, they were fucking awful and garbage. And they said so many objectionable things. They said stuff that would get like an appeals court would say, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't do that. I mean, that was so awful. Bogey 34 says he asked his attorney if he should pick up the gun. They said yes. Well, at that point, I think his attorney should have said use the prop instead. I don't know why they said yes, but maybe it didn't occur to him. But you never want to put the actual murder weapon in your client's hands. Unless you're if you're controlling the situation, fine. But the other side gets to control it too, so you don't necessarily want to do it. I don't recommend it. Tarkina says, could they have refused to take the weapon and asked for the prop and said, sure, they could have. Wrestler Town says, it's so irresponsible for prosecutors and defense attorneys to not know anything about guns. That's a job. So here's what attorneys know about guns. Felons aren't allowed to have them. And you get domestic violence conviction, you're not allowed to have a gun. That's 99% of what attorneys know about guns. So that's how it goes. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. Laundry Clips is a case of her pulling a binger. Ooh, I guess we'll look at that. Well, I'll react to that real quick if it's out there. Where is videos? I don't see it, you guys. Yeah, where is it? Because you guys are not let me see here. Trying to see if you guys are. Yeah, all lawyers know where black guns are bad. Well, they know most guns are bad. It's got Binger in the thumbnail. Okay, I found that one then. Okay. Well, wait. There's Binger in a couple of these thumbnails, so that doesn't. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, found it. I think this is the one you're talking about. Okay, like Binger. All right, let's see. What did Kurt and Bronca have going on? Like, I would have loved to have been on with these guys, but like I said, I was busy as shit.
On a slope, yes.
Yeah, because I was just looking at some of your videos and just marveling at how, I mean, to me, it looked like it was straight down. I'm sure it wasn't completely straight, but it was pretty steep.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I didn't have a chance to interview him, so
Hold
I
on,
would
hold on,
ask.
hold on. Approach the bench. Approach the bench.
What's happening now?
What?
Okay.
Hold on.
This is-
She wants to interview him?
This is bullshit. This is like Banger level bullshit.
I didn't have a chance to interview him.
Where the hell is my cursor?
I didn't have a chance to interview him. Yeah, because he's not going to fucking talk to you because you're a fucking cop. You're the prosecutor. He's never going to talk to you.
Darn it. Here it is.
What the fuck?
So the defense objected that all this talk about skiing and the films the guy's been in skiing, this is outside the scope of direct. And the state's response was, well, it's not like we had a chance to interview this guy. Well, of course, he has the Fifth Amendment right not to talk to you. Of course, you didn't have a chance to interview him. He's got a right to silence. And that's why, of course, naturally, the defense just lost their shit. And now they're right at the bench.
Great. Just great.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say that the defendant was unwilling to speak to you.
Yeah.
You have a Fifth Amendment right. It cannot be raised in front of the jury at trial.
It's no big deal. It's like only one of the most basic principles of.
Yeah, you can't fucking do that. That is fucking horrible. But they did it anyway. Why? Because they don't give a shit. God, that's fucking awful. But hey, if you guys see on locals, even when they make references to your right to remain silent and the court doesn't do a curative instruction, even if that's troubling, well, courts are gonna be like, fuck it. Hey Sean, I caught a clip of you and Mr. Fudbuster on Nick's show. When are you gonna have him on? Gotta talk to him. I didn't know I was gonna be on with him then, but yeah, I'm gonna text him and see if we get something set up. So yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll bring this up now because I still think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Oh, Tarkina sent $5 over on locals. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Because I had a appeal I did, and it was a guy who was in basically him and his buddies were being chuckleheads. They were high and had been drinking, and they were dry firing pistols at each other. Well, somebody forgot to after they dropped the mag, forgot to pull the slide back, and when they went to dry fire it, it went boom into somebody's like here, and they bled out and died. And this guy went to trial, and I did his appeal, and this is the when you get an appeal, the Court of Appeals, when they in Ohio, at least that's how it's done, they release a bunch of cases at once. Sometimes it's in batches. Sometimes that batch is only one case. Sometimes it's 2, 3, 4. Today it was on the 7th, it was like a bunch of cases at once, like 8 or 9. And this is one I submitted. Oh God, it's been a couple of months now. This is going on for a while, and I was like, "What's going on?" And yes, anyway, so the remark regarding appellant's post-arrest silence and lack of curative instruction by the trial court was troubling. However, any error was harmless. Remember what I keep saying: harmless error is the court's best friend, given the overwhelming evidence of the appellant's guilt. Meaning, yeah, that was really fucked up, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, guys, harmless error. It's diamonds are a girl's best friend. Harmless error is an appellate court's best friend. So, yeah. So, that is it, guys. And on that somber note, Panzer Dude says the state was losing, though, Sean. Yeah. Yeah. So, Carolyn Black saying, what is going on with the judge in the Parkland case? Who filed a complaint against her? Do you know? So she was it was an informal grievance filed by the looked like the Florida Criminal Defense Attorneys Association, recommending that the court look into her, the Florida Supreme Court, but I don't think it was a formal charge. Now, the attorney who flipped off the camera and did all this shit, she's being investigated by the Florida bar, but it's fucking nonsense. It happened months ago and nobody found out about it. This is just a joke and a half. Peacenik says, is there anything the General Assembly can do to rein in prosecutorial misconduct? No, and they shouldn't be able to. That would be a separation of powers issue. The legislator can't tell the prosecutor how to do their job. And if they did, I'm not sure you'd like that result. The general idea that the prosecution doesn't abuse its power, these are the exceptions, does not necessarily mean you want more rules. So I would avoid it if possible. And also, like I said, separation of powers issue. That's I don't think it would fly. Yeah, do I have a PO box? Yes, it's in the description below. So, yeah, if you guys want to send me a box of dildos, I guess you can do that. Allegiant says technicalities do not get you off when the evidence still all stands. But is it a technicality when you abuse someone's constitutional rights? And how do you know for sure that didn't cause jurors to say, fuck it. I mean, at some point, you violate somebody's rights so bad, like, at some point, you have to presume there's some harm there. I don't think it's fair to say, oh, he would have gotten convicted anyway, especially in the case I just had. There was a lot of bullshit. And it wasn't just that, but it was every little brick of bullshit added up after a while. The court's like, meh. And I get it, their job is to say meh. But at some point, that does cause problems. And I don't think it's fair to say, well, it doesn't matter. So. Reality of a Second Life. I'd like to send something nice to Sean, but his girlfriend might want to kick my ass. Yeah, she might. Making my appearance on Chatterbait. Why would you that was supposed to be our thing. Like it's supposed to be discreet on the down low. Come on. Michelle for $5 says, I love the lives and humor and appreciate you, Sean. Have a good night. Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. And yeah, guys, for me, that is it. Holy cow, it is almost midnight. So yeah, I don't know if Nick's gonna be on later. If he is, great. I know Joe's on right now. I'm not sure if who's he got on. Does he have on Andrew? So that is it for me, guys. Like I said, tomorrow we'll start the dog thing. I didn't realize there's a couple days worth of it, but I guess we'll get started on it. If we ever get to finishing it up, we'll try to work on it. Nick is covering Borowski tonight. What the hell is that all about? It'll be interesting. So, be Catholic. I already am, so we're good there. Good night, everybody. And yes, Saturday, guys, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be talking about having fun and talking about 15,000. And so everybody tonight, guys who everybody liked, subscribed, commented, super chat. Appreciate everybody on Locals and on Rumble. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a great night. Bye.